Live or me?
We are Billy Goattail. We love you, fam. Hashtag givers gang. 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 We are Billy Goattails. We are Billy Goattails.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Billy Goat Tales. Hope you guys are having a great day. We got a great show for you today. I do have a little different camera angle today. Moved my studio, but we're going to hit some really good news today. We're going to hit some Algo news or Aergo news, AERGO news. Trump derangement syndrome. We'll get into that a little bit today. Some Bitcoin price volatility, along with, of course, the tariff, the impacts of the tariffs, and Pakistan's Bitcoin mining initiative that seems to be picking up some conversation. And of course, we have Army Piper with us today. He's going to give us some Coinbase Advanced Alpha that we're going to get into. And we also have Crypto Princess in the studio today with us. So let's get into that. First of all, Team Hellos, what's going on, Jimmy Jim?
What's going on? Another day, another dollar.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Red Man, what's happening in your world?
Hey, everybody out there in the chat. And big shout out to Dave Digital, man. These thumbnails are fire. Appreciate it, brother.
Dave Digital. Good to see you, brother. Dave.
You're muted.
You're muted, Dave.
Can you? Never mind. I won't ask that
There we
question. Oh, yeah. So just been playing the Bitcoin. Took this long here. And it worked out. Then took this short here. That worked out. So shout out to the Otter Gang. Looks like we're about to lose this old POC. And if we do, I'm thinking high 70s, mid 70s.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that for sure, for sure. And what's going on? Tex-Mex, Biomex.
Boom, 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 boom.
What's going on, fam? Good to see you here. Happy Sunday to you. Excited to be on the stream. Excited to have our guest on with us today. And love you, fam. We'll see you. We'll talk to you all soon.
Well, with that, let's Dave Digital. Why don't we say hi to chat, see who's in there nice and early. I know we always pick up the second hour, but let's see who's lurking around in the chat.
Let's see who's in there. Of course, Alexander G, the best mod. We've got Crypto Princess in the chat and backstage. Hello, Crypto Princess. We've got Redman, of course, Biomex, Crypto Billy already in the chat, Andrea. Let's see here. Jimmy said he had to put his pants on. I'm not sure if that made it through or not, but I hope you do have your pants on, Jimmy. Just in time. Good. Jesse in there, DDT in there, Poman's in there. Who else do we got? Buck is in there. Let me see. Ashoko Tano says coming over from Trade Tuition. So shout out to Trade Tuition. Thank you very much.
We got Karen.
Karen.
Good to see you, Karen.
And K Diggs. So good deal. Hola, everybody, and hashtag Givers Game. Good to see everybody. Remember
to share out the stream. Yeah, let's share it out. Let's get some people in here. We got some good stuff to talk about today. We always have good stuff to talk about today, but when we have great guests like we do, it's even better for us here, Billy Goat Tales. But let's begin. Let's get in. You ready to do some crypto bubbles, Red Man?
Let's go, Billy. Okay, well, let's start off with the hour. Wow. So this is kind of interesting. As you can see, Mantra is up 72% after being down 90%. That's interesting. The rest of the market's pretty much red. Let's go to the daily.
That shocked Red Man, didn't it?
That took me because I was ready to give the whole spiel. But anyways, for the daily, it's down.
Red, I heard it was the insider trading was going on.
Yeah. It's a little obvious. Let's see. You got Flare in the green. We got FET in the green. pretty good. Tron's in the green. Hex is in the green. XDC is in the green. A little bit of green here. Let's look at the week. Oh, much better in the week. And we got first mover Fart Coin up 77%. We got H&T up 45%. Jaspi having a good week. Render having a good week. Bonk having a good week. There you go, Billy. Bonk's up for the month. For the month, we got a good little mixture here. Pi is down 51%. That's for you, Army Piper. Trump coins down 30%. Moves down 33%. TIA down 32%. Let's go to the year. XRP still up 336%. That's for Mr. Wick out there. Sui's up 100%. HBAR's up 100%.
Is Aergo on any of those bubbles?
Aergo is what? Top 300, 400 coin? Top 500 coin? Let's look. 500 coin. Let's see. Look
at Broccoli over there on for CZ. Isn't that CZ's dog?
No, I'm not seeing Aergo in here. I might be missing it though.
There it is.
I pulled it up. Yeah. So, okay. So that's why it jumped 290 spots to 245. Wow. That's impressive. Up a whole bunch. It's up 313% for the week. Is that sustainable? Maybe.
We'll get into it.
Yeah. So back over to you, Billy.
Yeah, man. I think we're going to move next to a little coin market cap, a little market update. You ready, Tony?
I'm ready. All right, so today's cryptocurrency market cap, overall market cap of the cryptocurrency market is 2.64 trillion, down almost 3% on the day. We have our fear and greed at 32, so it's come up a little bit from last week. We were in the 20s last week, or last weekend at least. And then, Big Papa Bitcoin is up 5% on the day, though, and on the week, up a little over 5% on the week. Right here, we've got 24-hour volume down almost 3%. I think it's been improving because I think that was closer to 3% earlier on. Ethereum price 1576. It has been down. So a lot of the crypto market has been up on the 7-day, but Ethereum has continued to be down. We have Tether and, of course, USDC. Those are our stable coins. We have XRP at 2.09, almost 6.5% up on the week. Everything's been a little bit red on the day. Solana's up almost 20%, so I guess 17.5% on the week. You still have your Solana bags, Billy? Still enjoying the ride?
Not as big, but I do have a little Solana. Yeah, I bought it on that dip. I think I just picked some up at whatever it was, 109, 110, and when it got down there, I picked a little up. Yeah.
Cool. Dogecoin up almost 7.5%. Tron almost 10%, and Cardano. Not Cardano, but Cardano up almost 10% as well. So that's your top 10. Chainlink, one of Billy's favorites, over 10%. Avalanche. Jimmy, do you have some Avalanche or Red or Dave?
A ton of Avalanche.
Well, up 20% on the week. I'm sure you're happy about that. And I don't know how you guys pronounce it, but Sui is up over 15%. And so I'm going to check out some other things. That was on CoinMarketCap. I'm going to go to CoinGecko. CoinGecko, I was looking here at the categories of different cryptos. We got mobile mining is up over 17% on the week. AI agent launchpads over 156%. So I'm not sure if that's which AI agent launchpads that is, but because this is in categories, but that's a lot on the week. And on the day, it's over 8%. We have Internet of Things over 14%, real world assets almost 10% and 6.5 on the day. And then AI agents up 8.5%. So that's a little bit of your market cap and a little bit extra. I was going to look into NFTs, but I'm going to wait till we get some Cardano NFT comparisons as well. So who are we going to next, Billy?
We're going to bring our man of the hour up here. And we have the Army Piper. Welcome to Billy Go Tales, my friend.
What is up, gang, gang, gang? How's everybody
What's
doing
up?
today?
The winner of the GOAT trophy is in the house.
That's right. That's right.
Yep.
It's right over there.
The only
It's right
guy in
there.
the world's got
right-
another one of
right-
these right here.
There, right there. The key, the goat, the golden goat. Love it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today?
Well, we're doing good. We're doing good. We're having fun. We wanted to bring Army Piper up. You know, Army and I talked behind the scenes, and we were going over like dollar cost averaging. We're going over DCAing, and of course, if you need to start DCAing, you definitely want to go into the Piper Discord and use his DCA software there that he built, because it's a big difference maker. And we were talking about all of that, and through that whole conversation, we started talking about the spread on Coinbase and the difference between buying with the Coinbase Exchange versus Coinbase Advance. And when he showed me that difference, because, you know, I buy a lot of Cardano on the exchange, and it's basically 60 to 61 cents, which is about 1%. But when you start buying Bitcoin at $80,000, that makes a big difference. So with that, I set the table for you, Rick. Let's talk about it. It was a great conversation. I said, you got to come on, and we got to explain this to everybody, because it was your observation. So I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you were. I was talking to you about. I said, "Are you following the Piper plan for your DCA?" And you said, "Yeah. I got to auto buy every week." And I said, "Whoa, wait a minute. You're on like just like when you do the auto purchase." And you're like, "Yeah, I got it Coinbase One, so it's no fees." And I was like, Billy, they're raping you on the fee side, man. Yeah,
Well, not the fee side, but the spread side. Yeah,
but you're paying on the slippage side, and so matter of fact, I'll bring this up here, and I know you have some examples too, but this was at the moment right here when we were on the phone, just to show everybody what this looks like here. Bitcoin at the time that you and I were discussing this was $79,092.84. And when you looked here, you could see that when you tried to buy it, when it wasn't being done through Coinbase Advance, it was $79,902. So you were paying a difference there of about there you go, 79,092, and this was 79,902. So you were paying almost $800 more for your Bitcoin at the time of purchase. So you're paying the slippage, right? That's what it's called. And so, yeah, you might not be paying any fees with Coinbase One, but you're absolutely paying more for it. So over time, over a year's period of time of DCAing, you're getting a whole lot less Bitcoin. And if your goal is to accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible, giving away free Bitcoin back to them in the slippage non-fee is not the way to do it. Matter of fact, if you have Coinbase One, you can see here, like when I did a purchase of Bitcoin on my weekly, it was $7.48 for my fees. But as I showed you here, I actually get a trading rebate by buying it through the actual advanced trading Coinbase Advance. So not only am I only paying like $7 or whatever, but I'm also getting a refund back, and I'm getting the true cost, not that slippage amount. So if you're doing that over time and you're buying, every single week, yeah, it's easy to set it on the auto buy and let it run its course and do its thing, but you're paying a whole lot. You're getting a whole lot less Bitcoin. How about that over a period of a year, and even on Cardano, you did it on Cardano, and that accumulates too. Even if it might seem like little, we're not in the business to buy the least amount for our dollar. We want the biggest bang for the buck, and that is definitely using that Coinbase Advance. So
just so like on Solana, I did 4 examples. So on Solana, on Coinbase Exchange, it was $114.08. And then on Coinbase Advanced is $112.89. And on Cardano, it was a difference of between 60 and 61 cents. and on ETH it was a $42 difference. Now we ramp up a lot of new people coming in to the space, right? And the whole idea of dollar cost averaging and I is great from a financial standpoint, but peel down the onion one layer, and as Piper says, hey, let's not pay more than we have to for this product. And if you're already paying for Coinbase One, just go click the button, go to Advance, and by doing it that way, not only are you buying it at a better price, you get that rebate. And what is that percentage of that credit?
So I get actually updates all the time. I'm not sure what my current one is, but I know that the more I buy, the maker fee gets less and less. They're like, you're now at a new maker fee amount. So the more you're buying, the cheaper your maker fee is. And then you also get the rebate back, which is, that's how the rebate is made, right? So like, for example, out of $7 and whatever it was, $7.42 or something like that, I got back $1.27. So on a $3,000 purchase, I only paid about $5 to buy my Bitcoin. So yeah, yours was no fees, but I got my Bitcoin $900 cheaper. So like it plays out in the end. I'm pretty sure
Huge.
that's
Huge.
a huge amount. And if people realize that, I don't think people realize it. They're like, I don't pay fees, but they're not looking at that little teeny tiny. You saw how small that was. It's a little teeny tiny box that says you're buying at this price now, right? So it's I get it. People are going for the convenience of the user interface, and Coinbase Advance is a little confusing sometimes, but you have great communities that all you got to do is hit somebody up, and they're going to go, yeah, let me show you how to do that. Jump in here and just chat, whatever. So yeah, there's much cheaper ways to buy it, and it is not Coinbase One and auto purchase, Billy.
Right. Well, and it's so from a financial planning standpoint, way back in the 80s, the problem is most people, when you tell them to save, they can start for a week or two, but they just end up frittering that money away. And so when you set up on a plan that automatically sweeps that money into your savings account, or in this case, now we're in the crypto industry, into crypto, it does have its utility from a standpoint of a forced savings plan. However, if you can build a good habit, and instead of making it auto sweep, which is a great little convenience for Coinbase, but just be able to go over there, still save, still buy your Bitcoin, but you got to do it manually. And by doing it that way, you're going to save over a course of a year. You're going to be able to buy that Bitcoin at a lot cheaper price. And that's so from a lot of young people, you got to save, you got to make it a habit so that you actually go in there and you take your $100 a month or a week and do that. Coinbase knows what they're doing by making that, auto sweep, because look, you're paying the spread. You're paying a large, that's how they make their money. That's how they make their money.
So, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're arbitraging that
Coinbase
lead to
Pro-
a much higher amount for you. So
before Coinbase Pro died, that's all I used was the Pro, and it was for that very reason. And when they came out with the Coinbase One and dropped the Pro and changed Pro over to Advanced and all of that, granted, I haven't done a ton of buying, but yeah, I need to go back to doing that myself.
yeah, I still use the Coinbase One, and the reason for it is because I do get rebates. The more I buy, the cheaper it is on the maker fees. For one, for two, I get the cap for your APY on their USDC goes longer, like it goes much further out. I think
you get like a
cap is like
percentage or so
$30,000
across the board.
Yeah, but I think the cap on without it is like $30,000. And anything over that, you don't get any bonus on. You don't get any APY on. But selling at or just under $103,000, I need to have access to some APY earnings. So between that and the Coinbase advanced buying, that pay for more of those right there. So let's go.
It's huge. I mean, when you're talking about Ethereum or Bitcoin, It's big money. I did the one Rick and I did together. It was close, like you said, to $900 as he showed you. And I did another one later on. And it moves, so like that spread moves, but it was still around over $400 difference. So over a whole year, that's huge, but you got to build that. You got to build that habit because, I'm ashamed to admit this, Rick, but like after we were done talking, it was probably the next day, right? What did I buy? I saw something. I said, I'm going to buy it now into my, my long-term bag. And I decided to go in and buy it. And of course, I wasn't the button wasn't clicked over on Advance. And I bought that doggone thing. I was like, what did I do that for? All I had to do is click the button and buy it on Advance. But again, you just got to get comfortable using it and break the old habits, get into the new habits. But it's a huge savings. So it's a huge savings. So that was a great conversation, man. It was great I was like blown away. Like, wow, $900 difference. Why buy it so high?
And if you're doing a weekly, you're talking 52 times a year of compounding loss. It's just burning away. Like it's just disappeared. Like how much would that be over, a 5-year period if you were accumulating into a whole next cycle? Like it could be an immense amount of money that you left on the table.
Thousands of dollars.
Yeah. So
good stuff.
Especially if we're going to have, parabolic runs at every single cycle, it could be a whole lot, right? So, $1,000 difference in 1 year might end up being, $20,000 and after the one cycle more, 2 cycles more. So yeah, if you think of it that way, you want to get as much crypto per dollar as you can, and buying it without using the advance is definitely not the way. The princess is here.
Hey, we got a little intro. Hold on, Princess Dave.
I was going to say, that is so sweet. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Who did that? Was
Dave
that
Digital?
Dave. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Oh.
So how you doing today, Princess?
I'm doing really, really well. I was actually on another live stream just before this with I don't think you guys have heard of him. It's Saint Wolf. He's part of the Hex and Pulse Chain community. So yeah, I was on a live stream with him. Oh my god, look. I love that.
Game Bear. Look out.
Oh, you were muted, Rick.
King Bear's in the house.
Yeah.
It suits you.
It suits you.
Yeah, he's muted.
He muted again. You muted right after that, bro.
We have the princess in the house, so I need to bring the King Bear in,
So you're playing the role of OC today, Rick. the mute button.
I am today. The role of OC muted will be played by King Bear Army Piper. I identify as OC today and King Bear. So, Princess, how you doing today?
Yeah, all good, all good. I've got a really busy day tomorrow because I've got work, and then obviously I've got my second live stream. And yeah, thank you for everyone who was there or who watched it on replay. Thank you for Army Piper, who was my first victim.
And you guys did a great job.
He survived. Tomorrow I've got, I don't know if you've heard of Lewis, but I've done Lewis's story before. And I've also done a market review with him before. He was pretty much a bear, but I don't think he's a bear anymore. He called the 2021 top, and he also called the lunar crash. And just before, I think it was in December when Bitcoin hit 108, he was thinking that could have been the top of the cycle, but then obviously it made on inauguration day the 109. And by the way, I've just realized I actually called that because I don't do calls, if that makes sense. I put it in my group that I was going to buy on can't say it now. Inauguration day. So I actually called the local top, which was amazing. But yeah, I've got him tomorrow, and then on Tuesday, have you guys heard of? I'm pretty sure some of you have. Jason Casper.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
So, oh my God, I had a interview with him. So I did his crypto story, and he is amazing. A really good Christian family man who has literally no ego. I was really surprised actually with some of the things that he said. And yeah, he's absolutely amazing. So that's coming out on Tuesday. So yeah, I've been a bit busy, but I'm loving it. I just love everything crypto and crypto related.
Did Jason have his plunger with him?
He did, and I actually found out what the story behind the plunger. I won't give the details out, but I found out the story behind the plunger, and then I don't know if you've seen it, but there's the Pikachu hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I got the story behind the Pikachu cap as well towards the end. Yeah, and he's absolutely amazing. He's literally living the American dream, and he was somebody who had a Cinderella story. So on the channel, I kind of call them, look, a Cinderella story, rags to riches. He was rags to riches. He really, really was. So in the pandemic, his business was literally I think he said it was 2 weeks away from bankruptcy. He really, really struggled, and he had his wife and his daughter, so he had a family to look after as well. He really did go through the mud. And then obviously we have the King Kong story. So Army Piper's a King Kong story where he came in and he was just awesome.
Did he tell you about his hack, his big dollar amount hack that happened?
I can't remember that. I think he did. I think he touched upon it, but he also told me about his $900,000 trade, which was very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jason's
Yeah.
good people, really good people.
Jason's a beast.
Do you know what? I'm just so surprised. I think when you look at Jason and you look at his body, and like he is another level, isn't he? He's not. He is another level, and you kind of think, oh, one of them. But he's amazing. I was so impressed. He actually read from the Bible, which I thought was really, really sweet as well. And he even said, the most important thing in my life is my relationship with God.
Yep.
And I was like,
Yeah, and he doesn't take it lightly. He speaks the language too, Hebrew, all that. He reads it. Yeah, he knows how to read text.
Yeah, because I actually met him on Aergo Crypto's live stream. I didn't know who he was. Yeah, so I didn't know who he was, but he was. Sometimes I think you connect. Actually, the person that I've connected most with doing the stories was Crypto Crow. Now, he probably is the biggest, strongest person in crypto, but I am so overprotective of Crypto Crow after listening to his story. I really, really am. And it's so funny because I'm 5'4" and I've got no upper body strength at all. And I don't really go to the gym that much like I used to, but I'm so overprotected. And I think I even said that to him. I go, now I'm just like so overprotective of you because I heard your story and we went through it together. Yeah.
Yeah, Crow is good people.
He's such a good person, and I hopefully I'll get to meet him if I get to go to Las Vegas. I'm not sure if he's going down there, but I would like to see his size because everybody keeps telling me he's 7 foot. I'm like, okay, and he's big, 7 foot. Have you guys met him?
Yeah, I've met Crow. Yeah, we had to stand in a couple lines together, get into some Bitcoin after parties, and you get a kink in your neck. Well, talking to him, he's up there. He's truly 7 foot. I mean, he's really. It's not like exaggerated there. He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Yeah, and also we actually spoke about his fight at Karate Combat, and I don't know if people know this, but when he punched his opponent, who was is it Moon Daddy?
Yeah, Moon Daddy.
Broke his hand. So can you imagine what sort of punch that was? He broke his hand. He goes, it took him 4 months for his hand to heal. And I was like, oh my God, thank God you didn't kill him.
Yeah, it was definitely a knockout punch.
Yeah, and Moon Daddy was an NFL football player. Just so you, I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, he was in the
No,
NFL.
Ramil.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So-
the closest person that they could get to his size. Like, he wasn't as big as a crypto crow, but he was a big dude.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
You can see him there with Dave and Rob from Sin City Crypto.
Yep.
Yeah, and
I
Dave's
took-
got to be 6 foot,
Like
right? I'd say.
6'2", 6'3", something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I've actually covered both of their stories as well, thanks to Crypto Billy who connected us. And they're both absolutely lovely. They really, really are. It's one of those things, I think, when you get to hear people's stories, you kind of like respect them a lot more. A lot of people have been through so much in crypto, and people get to hear it as well now. So I really quite like doing that. I really do enjoy it. I love telling people stories, and that's how I learn. If I'm completely honest, I learn from other people's experiences, and yeah, just hearing their stories is amazing. And then obviously now I've got the live stream, so I've got my next victim tomorrow, and I'll be asking him about he's going to bring in a lot of charts, and I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling he's actually done a U-turn since the last time I spoke to him in December, January time. So I think he might be a bit bullish on the cycle, which is going to be very, very interesting to hear. So with Lewis, he can't remember when he got in. I think it was in 2000, and it was definitely before the last cycle anyway. And he's so passionate. He used to go that I used to get one book. I used to go into my room and I literally just used to read it all. And I used to read it and understand it, and all the rest of it. He's actually traveling the world. He's living like a lot of people actually want to live. He's traveling the world. He's living in these really nice, expensive places, and he's living off crypto, even though he has his own property back in America as well. So crypto's given him the freedom to do that, which is lovely.
That sounds like Piper traveling the world. Got that SS Piper ship behind him that he just.
That's right. That's right.
So
I do a lot of traveling. That is the life for sure.
Yeah.
amen. You put in the time. Well, while we have you up here, Rick, normally we have DDT up here. You want to do a little Bitcoin analysis? I know you, if you have time, or do you have time?
Yeah, I got time. Let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go jump in there and see what we got. There we go. Perfect. And then let me share my screen over to you. Or you want me to just do it my way? I can do it my way. Let's
You
go
do
this
it
way.
your way. There you go.
We'll do it this way. I need a camera. Camera, please. It's a camera. All
There
right,
he
there we
is.
go. So yeah, I'm actually in a short trade right now. We are getting support here on a golden pocket. I'm on my Blowfin account, but I sold right. I got into a short right here at the very top. And why I did that was because we had a nice reversal print here. We were losing this 50-day simple moving average. Got a reversal, take profit fired right there on that top where we had a nice doji candle, indecisive. And I was like, you know what? We just fired a bearish divergence. Let's go ahead and get on here. I can see that we're starting to get a slope downward here on the volume. So volume is starting to pull out of the market. If I wave this in, you'll see we do have money flow coming in, but the volume is stopping. And when you tend to get some more, I do believe we're going to get another deviation here and send us down for some more downside. I'm watching right now on the reactor. If you guys aren't familiar, this is like a moving average with an algorithmic code in it, but it is starting to get a little curvature here despite it being our support. If we go down and we break this, I'm going to watch for a retest on the 618 to come down for more downside overall, because it is getting something. We got a decent bounce on it overall, but the problem is that we have not created that daily higher high yet. You can see we're still kind of doing this downward sloping here. Let me turn off some of the dynamics there. There we go. Perfect. You can see here we're still doing this lower high, lower low structure. So we really need to get back above the 200-day simple moving average and then bounce up from there in order for me to really hold a new bullish structure in place. As of right now, we're maintaining a bearish structure. So once we get this up here to get above this level of about 87 to 88,000, that would put us here on top of the daily dynamic reactor and the 200-day simple moving average. That would be a bullish move, in my opinion, for price action structure. But as of right now, I am going to be watching this 300-day. That's coming in at about $78,000, man.
Nice. So Rick, Piper's in a short.
I am.
What's
I'm in a
your
short.
what's your take profit on it?
My down at the $78,000 range, it's going to be that 300-day simple moving average. Matter of fact, if we go down there, I would not be surprised to see us break that and go for at least a liquidity sweep underneath. Anytime you get, shout out to LBC, he points this out all the time. Anytime you get this double bottom like this, there's a lot of liquidity down there. If I bring this on, and let's go through on a fixed range volume profile, let's isolate this off by itself. There we go. Throw on a fixed range volume profile here, and you'll see there's actually quite a bit of volume sitting right there for there not being any price action. See that little nipple right there of volume? Yeah. And then right there again, there's nothing there. I mean, it's not from, that's not from this one single candle. That's a fair value gap, right? So all that volume right there is built up off of that double bottom. So this would be a nice area for us to come down, do a liquidity sweep, grab that volume. That's money. That's market maker money, right? And then back up from there for another pullback. But as of right now, looking at this from the bearish cycles, if you come over here, I think this is the one, and I go to SPX. I've been talking about this all week. SPX, please, sir. Thank you much. Where are you? Yeah, there we go. SPX. If we go back and look historically during bear markets, especially like recessions and stuff like that, and take a look, we get these rallies over and over and over again. You see down, we come down off the sir, can you draw for me? Thank you much. There we go. Draw down from the top, comes in, relief rally, right? Comes down, relief rally. Right now, all we're really doing, in my opinion, is relief rallies. So we need to break that structure, get back up. But I am going to be watching closely for about 74,400 for a liquidity sweep. And then obviously the level to watch for us to get above would be the daily dynamic reactor 200-day, which is coming in at about 87.5. So
nice. Well, we have Jesse's in the house. He clicked on the link. Let's bring Jesse up. Say hi, White Princess is up here. Piper's up here. What's going on, Jesse?
All good, Billy. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How's that new computer working?
Oh, it's working great, man. I'm so happy with it.
Nice.
We can hear you. That's good.
It's working pretty good. All the indicators are working on my computer, so it's a relief for me.
He's been trading on a phone forever. Like this is probably a whole new world. This is like a Disney production. Yeah.
No, it isn't a new world. It's used to me, but I've been trading on my phone for around 3 years, I guess.
Wow.
Very nice. So Francis,
it's risky.
I know Jesse helped you out a little bit over there too, right?
Oh my God, Jesse's been like so helpful. Hi, Jesse. How are you?
Hi, Princess. Great to see you again.
This is actually the first time we're actually doing a sort of like video call. I have spoken to you. We've spoken quite a few times on the phone, on a voice call. Thank you so much for all your support, Jesse. It literally means the world. Yeah, Jesse's helped me out a lot. He's helped me out with my Discord. He's helped me out with my Telegram. And he's now helping me out with my YouTube channel as my chief mod. So that's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. I couldn't have done it without you. I really, really couldn't. And Jay Violet as well. Oh my god, and she's in the chat, so I hope she's still there.
Yes,
She's
Jay
lovely.
Violet is in the chat, I guess. Yes.
Yeah, and then there's so
She
many others
just
actually. Yep.
she just woke up, I guess.
Oh, did she? Yeah, because of the time difference, the time zones.
Yes.
Awesome. I'm gonna run now. Thank you so much for having me.
Princess, when is your show? Just to remind everybody your live stream.
Oh, so my live stream is straight after Piper's and Randy's.
And
So
I
you
will
can
be
watch Piper.
redirecting straight to her.
Yeah. So you can watch the lovely Randy, and then you can watch the Piper, the bear, and then you can come over and watch my show. So yeah, I've got Lewis, and then the week after, I've got Crypto Seth. I'm not sure how many people know him because he's not. I know Piper knows him.
Yeah, I
'cause
know.
he's
I
on a
know
collab.
Crypto Seth. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So we've
haven't
got
met him personally, but I know of him. Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be on. He is a degen investor. So when I first got into crypto, obviously I went straight for Bitcoin, just like everybody. Well, a lot of people do nowadays. People are just going in for the meme coins. They're bypassing Bitcoin. But I got in through Bitcoin. But I learned very, very quickly that if I wanted to make the gains that I want to make, I want to make generational wealth, I need to go down for the degen plays. With Seth was my first sort of degen mentor. And we'll get his perspective on the market with alt season and altcoins, because that's what he specializes in. So obviously we had Piper, who specializes in macroeconomics, and then tomorrow we've got Lewis, who specializes just literally in the markets overall. And then we've got Seth, and then maybe after that we might have Jaw from the Bitcoin journey, and Jaw's a Bitcoin maxi, just like I am at heart. Bitcoin's the only thing I will never sell. Even if I buy the tops of this market, I will always keep my Bitcoin.
What's that, Piper?
I said I will sell it all, but I'll immediately start dollar cost averaging again. So, I never wanted to have no exposure. But like I said on your show, Princess, not a single person has ever had an experience where they went to buy Bitcoin and they said, sorry, we're all out. It's not a thing. So until we get that to be the situation, I will always take advantage of buying it cheaper down the road. So
now, I would definitely as well, but I've always made a promise to myself: the Bitcoin that I have is for my the Bitcoin that I have is for my great grandchildren. I want them to have like a statue or a picture of me. I will never mess around with Bitcoin. That's what I've got my altcoin bags to do. The biggest mistake I have actually made in my crypto journey is in November 2022, where I actually had the money to buy 3 Bitcoins, but instead of buying 3 Bitcoins, I decided to go degen. And that was the worst decision I've made, and I've learned from that. I really, really have learned from that. So with my alt bags, that's for me, and then obviously that's for buying back during the bear market. But with my Bitcoin, after the experience that I've had, I would never sell it. And I also, like, I was talking to somebody about this like today actually, that we're going to have the governments come in and they're going to be like, oh, you know what, we're going to do zero tax on Bitcoin, all the rest of it. They're going to come in like heroes, but at the end of the day, what they want our Bitcoin, when they actually realize the true value of Bitcoin. Because I still don't think that they do, because if they did, they wouldn't be hesitating, if that makes sense. So they're going to come in and say, look, you don't have to pay zero taxes, blah blah blah, and they will take that Bitcoin from us, and then ride it up to like ridiculous prices. So back in the day, you could buy a house for, I don't know how many Bitcoins it cost, like tens of thousands of Bitcoins. And then over the years, it's cost less and less Bitcoin. And there will come a point where you will be able to buy a skyscraper with 1 Bitcoin. We will get there, but maybe not in our lifetime, but in our children's lifetime or our grandchildren's lifetime. Bitcoin, like I said, like everybody knows, there's only 21 million Bitcoins in, for the whole of humanity, for the whole of time. And if you consider that 3, maybe 4 million Bitcoins have already been lost, according to experts. And then on top of that, you've got people like Michael Saylor, who I think the last thing, I think he said something along the lines of when he dies, his personal Bitcoin, not that of his company, he's going to, what is he going to do with that? He's going to literally get rid of it. Like he's gonna take it. I wouldn't say burn it, but that's going to be lost Bitcoin or something similar to that. I need to actually look into that a bit. But
He's going to destroy the passwords.
exactly. So even then, we'll even have less of Bitcoin because he wants to leave it for the whole of humanity. Blah blah blah. But yeah, Bitcoin is the only thing that I would never ever mess with. Never mess with it ever. I'm such a Bitcoin maxi. Although I have my alt bag and I love altcoins as well. I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for having me. And it was so amazing. Thank you.
Bitcoin with squares or something like that. Hollywood squares is what somebody said in the chat. It looks like almost.
Yeah, well, probably does.
I don't know if you know the reference. It's like a tic-tac-toe game, and they had different celebrities in 9 boxes, and then people would ask them questions. So
there's only one real celebrity in here.
True.
Okay.
Here's the story. All right, we'll see you, Princess. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Princess.
Jesse, won't you, while you're a guest here, you have access to our chat. You can see our chat, right?
I can see everything.
Hey, shout out everybody in the chat for us, Jesse. Say hello to everybody for the Billy Goat Tales.
Oh, I would love to say hi to Andrea. I would love to say hi to Mike Fulmer, Blocky, J Violet, Tex-Mex, Biomax, Pennywise, everybody's favorite clown, Darren Dustings, Melissa. I would love to say hi to Baba Yas, Crypto Caveman, Wayne C, Trade Intuition, where we have raided from, J Violet, she's from Australia, of course, Powman, my mod brother at Sin City Crypto. Yeah, and you've already said hi to the Sin City Crypto crew, Mark Dutch, Buck, Crypto Farmer, and of course, Nightbot is here, Dave Digital. I see almost everyone in the chat.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah,
we appreciate
great job.
Appreciate you joining us, Jesse. And we do have a couple topics. Rick, if you want to stay around and hit these topics with us, you're more than welcome. You know that, brother. But we do want to get to a couple of these topics, especially
I gotta go do some training with my dog, man.
All right, brother. Well, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping in and going over that. That's
absolutely
great stuff, man. So I hope
if you guys
everybody
don't know, whether you're on a computer or on your phone, you can go up into your settings and it'll say advanced trading. Just click that button and then you'll be able to get access to buy without paying that slippage. So it's going to save you guys money over time. It really will. So
great. Thank you, Piper. We appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you all too.
Yep. So we wanted to tell this story about the Aergo. Get into the Aergo conversation. Dave, you want to kick us off on that?
Well, I guess we could, make sure I'm not muted. There we go. Yeah, so Aergo, it looks like they're focusing on the more business side of things, making it easier for them to scale data management for business. But what's been going on, let's just pull it up real quick. Like we did see a little bit earlier on the bubbles. We just pulled it up. And Red was asking if that was sustainable. But if we look at this weekly candle, I mean, that is, it was a 350. Now they're at 312% gain just over the weekly. So it's definitely, they're talking about it. Something's going on over there. But I think they are going to end up facing, there's a lot there. Obviously, there's competition with blockchains like Solana and Ethereum. So that's really where the discussion begins: is are they going to be able to hold their own in this space with everybody else having such an advantage?
So if you guys don't know, it's kind of like a hybrid blockchain that is used for enterprise use, which, a lot of blockchains can be used for enterprise use, but it's gaining some attention. It just offers a lot of flexibility, security, more on, and scalability, more on enterprise use. So they're exploring that for like supply chain management and so on, financial services. But that recent buzz about it, and of course its price movement on partnerships firms, because it's a South Korean chain, and Aergo that's where it's based. And the integration with other platforms like Samsung's blockchain, which, if you guys recall, like, I don't know, it's been a month or two ago, Samsung's blockchain ecosystem. So they're combining up, and at least in negotiations and talking, and the whole, it's been streaming and trending on X for the potential bridge with almost like an IT use in the business enterprise world. So it says, part of this post says on X, it emphasizes Airgo's role in real world applications over speculative crypto trading, with users noting its low transaction costs compared to Ethereum, of course. So we've seen this thing pumping, and we definitely wanted to put it on everybody's radar. Of course, it's not financial advice. Do your own research on it, but it's certainly, we wanted to bring it up. Now, South Korea is a partner. They're not North Korea, South Korea, but they are in like us. They're kind of revamping and adding crypto regulations there as well. So whatever new laws that could impact Airgo's maybe stricter compliance or something like that, that's yet to be seen. Of course, we're going through that here in America as well. Also, so their operations could face some scrutiny down the road. But hey, not everybody, but lots of people jumping in on this thing. And that's what Redman at the beginning was talking about, that great big move. And it looks like just since the start of the show, it's come down a little bit. But then again, so has Bitcoin, right? So Piper's in a short. So as we all know, pretty much everything follows the Bitcoin path. So yeah.
So my question, Billy, is they seem to have a problem, or what's been reported a lot is they're having a problem attracting devs. So is it the same problem attracting devs? Like for Ethereum and for Solana, you have a lot of the retail side there. And so a lot of those devs are volunteer. They start out and then they start to get paid, right? They pitch in and then they get paid for it. Is it different on the enterprise side to where those devs, they could just be hired and then they can walk, or they could just build stuff that they got paid to build, just being hired from enterprise? I mean, can they solve their dev problem just by the large players that are in the game hiring it out?
I don't think it's any, a dev is a dev, right? So it could be a pay point, so like right now it looks like crypto development, this breaks it down, 18.8% in the United States, 11.7 in India, 4.3 devs in the United Kingdom, 4.0 devs in China. I'm trying to find the blockchains. If I can pull that up. I got it right here. So let me share my screen here. Present, share screen. Share. And so I know it's a little hard for you guys to see. If I can blow this thing up a little bit, but you can see Ethereum's got 2,181 full-time devs. And the EVM stack, of course, is 3,562, which that whole virtual machine, it's all Ethereum based. But Solana then is next with 582, and then Polkadot. That's what I like about Polkadot. If you always notice on this dev report, Polkadot And I know a lot of people are down from a price action standpoint on Polkadot, but Polkadot's always building. They're always in the top 10 devs. Cosmos and that's price action's been way down too, right? Cosmos hasn't done anything, but both of those protocols have some great staking. I mean, even though we haven't seen a lot of movement on the price action of Polkadot or Cosmos, if you staked it, and I have both of those staked, they've been doing me very, very well for 2 years now or longer. So price action, no, but dev building and staking, yes. So I'm going down here.
Yeah. So Billy,
Yeah.
in doing a little bit of research on Aergo, because I didn't know about it until David said something about it, but they have 350,000 monthly active users. They have 250 use cases of proofs of concept. They have 700,000 NFT mints already. And what they're trying to do is they're already partnership with Samsung, you're right, Korea Exchange, and Hyundai Motors. So what they're trying to do, it says right here, NFT as a service, providing infrastructure that has minted over 700,000 NFTs. So they're trying to use NFTs as a service. So they're actually using NFTs as a use case. So that's very interesting. I would like to learn more about that. And then it has DeFi capabilities. It has a computing hub. There's EVM support. This thing was launched in 2014. And then the 1.0 came out in 2019. And now we're at Aergo 2.0, which embraces a wider Web3 capability. And it's also an enterprise grade reliability. So this thing could be massive, or it could pump and then we'd never see it again. So just be careful with it. But in reading about it, there's a lot of there's way more ups than there are downs with this coin. Just looking through it, it's ECG, developing services for environmental, social, and government initiatives. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to unpack here. I mean, you could do a full show on this coin.
I think the challenges that were listed in some of our research is just that there might be some South Korean regulations that might get in the way of it for a little bit. But hey, we put a poll out on Aergo. Will Aergo be a top 50 cryptocurrency by 2026? And guess what, Billy? You knew what the answer would be. The number one response is forget about it. Open the club. The second response was maybe, and then others said no. We had 0 yeses. So, we'll see. We'll see where things go. But I think it's time to open the club for the first time. What do y'all think?
Well, hold on, Dave. Okay. Hold on, Dave. I want to make sure we got to say goodbye to Jesse. Hey, Jesse wanted to say goodbye to everybody.
All right.
So, Jesse, thanks for stopping in.
Always, Belly. I will love to come back again if you want to have me to. And I want to say hi to the chat again. I will return to the chat. And yes, I will see you guys in a minute.
And maybe you can give us a finger tornado for Sin City.
A finger tornado for Sin City Crypto. Come on.
Who loves Sin City?
Hola!
All right, Jesse. We'll see you, brother. Thanks for stopping in.
See you in the
chat. All right. See you, Jesse.
See you, Jesse.
Yeah, Jesse is the true embodiment of the Giver's Game philosophy.
Yes, he is.
Pushing and promoting with no desire for anything.
Love his energy. He's got great energy.
We love Jesse. Oh, the best like police captain this community, the whole crypto space has ever seen, for sure. The club opening the club is always up to Jimmy Jim. So if Jimmy Jim says
got the red button,
the club, then we can open the club. So.
Just gotta wait for
Oh man, we're gonna get in so much trouble for
The
stealing
club is so fun.
the club is fun, but Sin City's gonna be like, "What are you guys doing over there?" It's all in
What
respect.
you
You
aren't?
got to use the fun. It's tribute.
Yeah, we're inspired by our favorite creators, so it would be natural for us to have some part of them integrated into the show out of respect.
No trademark on the show.
There you go. There you go. So let's get into this other one. I know we're going to get a lot of comments about this. We're going to talk about a little TDS. Everybody knows what TDS means, Trump Derangement Syndrome.
I'm already
First, let's hear
offended.
from the man himself.
Well, folks, let me tell you about this fantastic group, Givers Gain. They're all about connecting like-minded people in the crypto world who believe in that philosophy. Catch them on Tuesdays and Sundays for some great content that will truly touch your life. It's going to be tremendous, believe me.
I believe him.
I saw him last night. He was at UFC last night. Mobbing.
Yeah.
Deep
Did you shake his hand?
with the whole crew. I wish, man. I would. Definitely.
There's someone else in our lineup in our videos that was there too, I believe.
Who was it?
Elon.
Oh, this
Greetings and salutations, fellow seekers of wisdom and camaraderie. Allow me to regale you with the tale of Billy Goat Tales, a paragon of the giver's gain ethos in the crypto cosmos. Join our assembly every Tuesday evening and bask in the enlightenment for a deeper dive into the realms of motivation. Catch me on Sundays at Giver's Gain 111. Let the resonant frequencies of our shared ethos elevate your spirit. Stay lit, stay inspired, and remember the future beckons.
Thank you, Elon.
Ethos.
We appreciate that.
It's ethos.
Ethos.
I mean, it's good to have those guys, backing you up. That's with friends like that. How come
Pretty
we
good
lose?
support.
Yeah.
Oh man. So TDS, believe it or not, guys, there is a meme coin on Solana, pump.fun coin, of course. But it's Trump Derangement Syndrome coin. And of course, TDS refers to just the extreme, positive or negative, extreme emotional reactions to anything that Trump says or does. But we found it interesting. It was trending on Google Trends that TDS and this meme coin was trending on Google. But this thing actually plummeted over 20% on April 7th, a day after my birthday, after Trump's tariff announcement. And it triggered, of course, the whole broader crash that we all witnessed. But social media was abuzz with it. And just wanted to kick it out there. Dave, what do you think about this whole thing?
Well, the coin is definitely a do not buy coin, right?
Yep.
So if you look at this on the weekly, you don't have anything but down. Okay, so that's definitely a do not buy coin. I think AI had it a little bit wrong when it said it dropped 20%. I think it's dropped 99%, it looks like, over and over and over again. So it did it here, it did it here, it did it here. So I would definitely not buy that coin. But I think the bigger picture is the actual syndrome, and it seems to be a big deal. I mean, there was a state, was it Wyoming, that tried to put it on the recognized mental health issues list as an actual mental health issue. And so I guess what we've become over, and no offense if anybody actually has this, but I guess what we've become over the last 4 years or so is a bunch of people that don't have a backbone, that the littlest thing that somebody says can actually make us crazy. And that's wild to me.
Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff on memes all across the globe. Of course, we're talking about the coin here, which we're not touching because it's a meme coin and pump.fun. And Dave just showed you some of the charts. It's done nothing but go down. But there's been a lot of extra stuff on X today with one way or the other supporting or maybe not supporting Trump. So I thought it was interesting. He's a very polarizing figure for sure.
Yeah, and I think that coin had $400 in volume, so we're definitely not saying go trade it. But it is funny how the pump.fun and the meme coins are mimicking what's going on in the news. I mean, everyone can't say anything, it seems like, or these guys that have any clout can't say anything without that becoming a meme coin. Instead of back in the day, it just became a meme, but now it becomes a meme coin too.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I think any narrative, some degen out there is trying to create a meme coin and to steal other
Right.
people's money with it, somehow take advantage of other people with these, whatever the narrative is, right? So it's kind of, it's just like we need to grow up as a space. It's like, yeah, that stuff exists, but more people get hurt than there are winners in the end on those things. Now, yes, there's exceptions. You have coins like Doge has started as a joke, right? Doge, Pepe, Bonk. You have some communities that have grown over time and become larger, and then ultimately maybe they create some utility out of the community that they built. But it really, for like true investments, it's nothing that I'm going to be touching, right? But as it relates in this case to the whole Trump piece, you get into that whole world of left and right. You get into that whole world of people lose the ability to think logically because they ingrain themselves on one side or the other. And even if it's the truth staring them in the face, they just can't accept it. That's crazy. I mean, that's just the state of, I think, the world today, not just America. I think that is happening. Like, it's a phenomenon that's happening everywhere. It seems like back when I was a kid, man, you just did not talk about politics and you didn't talk about religion among company. Now in your house you did, but you just like take the high road, man. Because I think whoever came up with that was more was thinking more about being polite and being respectful and just not opening up a can where there might be somebody that's on the other side that you might offend. And so why go down that path? It's like, I will not lose a friendship over whether this guy's voting one way or the other. To me, it's just not worth it, right? So if like, I do have a great friend that is on the other side of the aisle for me, but she's 20, 30 years ago, we talked about it, and 25 years ago, and said, hey, man, we love each other. We grew up together. He's best man in my wedding. It's like, it doesn't matter. I knew you way before we even knew which side we voted on, So it's like, that's definitely not going to get in the way of love and a friendship. But some people today, families are being ripped apart because of that TDS. And it's a phenomenon. It's really crazy. I can't understand it. Never will. What do you think, Jimmy?
Of the coin itself?
Yeah, just the whole, TDS and the coin and people making money off of any
That's why I
narrative.
just stay away from the news and those conversations, generally speaking. I mean, our household is conservative, so it's not like I have those types of engagements, and if I do, I just typically walk away.
Yeah.
And so do you guys think that I'm off by saying that it's a little bit suspect, or do you think it's an actual mental disorder that's coming through? Do you think it's just some term that the other side, the opposition, has put out there just to spread more propaganda, or do you think it's
For
actually
sure.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I think you could call anything that's repetitive some sort of disorder, right? Like 10 years ago, there was no TDS, but there was probably ODS.
There's some
I'm a
BDS.
derangement syndrome, right? I mean, I think whenever you are on an extreme, have an extreme position, even though it may be the right position to a lot of people, I think you're gonna attract some of that kind of banter and that type of labeling that occurs. Just that's why the more extreme. That's why I love watching the WWE. Right, you're talking about extreme examples. The narratives that they create on WWE is just crazy, right? Because their extreme narratives gets the emotional response going, and it's entertaining. It's actually entertaining. Politics a little more serious than that, but no, to me, it's like you can almost put any label on it. What's the other thing that everybody has now? What's that?
Delusion.
Not delusion. Autoimmune disorder. Like everything's an autoimmune disorder today, right? It's like, oh, what is that ailment? Oh, it's autoimmune disorder. It's like, wait, goodness gracious.
Everybody has AIDS now?
Not AIDS, Dave. Autoimmune disorder. I guess that you did the acronym, right? But no, it's not AIDS.
I thought that's what AIDS was.
Well, it is, but AIDS is more of a started that whole thing. There's a lot of illnesses are basically in the category now of autoimmune disorders. So not the technical AIDS that you're thinking of, but yeah, there's thousands of them now. If you go look that up, it's autoimmune disorder. In other words, they haven't figured it out, so they put it under that category.
Instead of saying I haven't figured it out.
Yeah.
Makes sense. It's the only profession you get paid to practice, I guess, except for law. You don't have to do it right, just practice medicine.
Yep. Red, you ready to do a little Red's research segment?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so if you got 25 ADA in your wallet, you can go on over to billygoattails.io and purchase a Billy Goat Tails NFT, which will give you access to Red's research within our Discord. And then you get to see a bunch of coins that people don't normally talk about that I feel like are going to be around for a while. I highlight some great use cases within those coins that are not on the front page of CoinGecko that you got to dig a little bit for. I just bring them to light, right? I just expose what I feel is important in each of these coins. I'm not going to go into detail here on the show, but if you buy a Billy Goat Tails NFT, you will be eligible to go in and go in that channel and see the coins that are highlighted.
Wow, did you see what happened to Mantra, Red?
What?
Did you see what happened to Mantra?
So what Dave's talking about, if you guys didn't know, is I went on Crypto Panic, which you guys, all the OGs in the chat know about Crypto Panic. And Crypto Panic put out some allegations saying that the Mantra coin dropped 90% because the team sold off. So if that is the case, and that's a big if, it's like I said, it's an allegation. It's just hearsay right now. We don't know that to be a fact yet, but it is crypto, and I wouldn't doubt it. I would be surprised, but that's what they're kind of blaming this $4 billion being taken out of the market cap on with Mantra. But we'll see what happens. The truth will come out. Usually rises to the top after a little while.
Amen. Well, that was a great Red's research. I'm glad you let everybody know about the Red's research channel in our Discord. We appreciate that, brother. And we might as well roll in, Dave. We might as well roll into the little, since Red brought up the NFT, we might as well roll into the getaway at Lake Hartwell.
Let's go.
All right, guys. So if you don't know, we have a free trip that we're going to be giving away. If you have one of our NFTs and you have it, well, we have called an Easter egg, which is just part of the metadata. You'll see it to say yes or no. And we're going to give a trip going to Lake Hartwell, which is here in Greenville, South Carolina. And we're doing that because there's a lot going on during that weekend, which would be October the 10th through the 13th. So you will get to stay with us, the Billy Goat Tales team, in a lake house on Lake Hartwell. We'll be going out on the boat, doing some fishing, doing some just sightseeing. We're also, during that same week, there's something called the Fall for Greenville, which is a foodie event. And it's really cool. Over 100 restaurants, over 4 stages of live music, 4 or 5 stages of live music. One day, probably that Saturday, we'll head down there. Maybe Friday or Saturday, we'll head down there, get the taste of Greenville, so to speak. And we'll just have fun hanging out. We'll have a campfire. We'll be doing some barbecuing. It'll just be a good time. You don't have to, if you already have the NFT, you just have to have one of the Easter eggs. We're going to put it on a wheel, put every holder on a wheel, which, by the way, that closes tonight. So if you don't have one of the NFTs, you got to go to our website, billygoatales.io, grab one, and hopefully you get one with a Easter egg on it. And our dev in the background is going to gather all those wallets, and we're going to put those wallets on a wheel, and we're going to spin the wheel. And when we do, the winner is going to be announced, and you don't have to, the only thing you have to do is get here. We'll pick you up at the airport. If you're driving in, great. Some people live in Georgia. Some people live close. Driving in, great. But the whole trip is on us. The stay in the lake house, the fun time we're going to have down at Fall for Greenville, all that's on Billy Goat Tales. We're going to try to do this every single year, and it's going to be a good time. So, Tony, did I leave anything out? Because I'm just going off the top of my head here, man.
No, sir. I don't think you left anything out. I'm putting a poll out. Do you already have an Easter egg? Are you going to go hunting for one? Not yet. Don't know. So we'll see.
And I'm feeling froggy. Let me grab these real quick. If we got a lot of, yep. Give me 1 second.
I still wanted to make the spark sound effect as Billy was getting that, but I did not.
Hit the wrong
The
button.
lake is where they shot Friday the 13th.
Let's give away, if I can figure out how to turn my
That's pretty good outfit right there, Jimmy. I'm not
Let's
taking a shower that whole weekend then.
Oh,
let's figure out, we have these cool
Billy Goat Tail socks, partially transparent.
So for our chat, now here's what we're going to do. We're learning here. If you live in the United States, you pick a number. I'm going to put it in chat right now, between 1 and 100. I'm putting it in our private chat. And if you pick the closest to the number, we will mail you official Billy Goat Tail socks. If you don't live in the United States, we will send you $10 in USDC. Right now, all you have to do is put a number in the chat, 0, let's say 0 through 100. The closest number we're going to mail you out, and we will do 2 of these. We'll do 2 of these. So 2 winners today before we move on to our next segment. You guys want to track that? Let everybody know. 0 to 100. Pick a number. I let the team know behind the scenes what the number is, and we'll mail you out an official pair of Billy Goat Tales socks that you can wear. And we sent Alex O a pair of his own Otter Gang socks that came from the same place. And by the way, speaking of Alex O, if you guys haven't went over to his channel and picked up one of those mugs, they're awesome.
Only one entry, Poe Man.
Poe Man, yeah, 1 entry. 1 entry. We see Amy Lives Crypto in the chat. Good to see you. Dutchy, good to see you. Sure. The best toasters are French toasters. the original pop-up notification in the toaster. Joe, good to see you as well. Who else do we have in here? I think we said hello to all set, right? Wick, good to see you. Our trading poet, Wayne C. Username, KDig. Great to see you guys. You guys pick a number between 0 and 100. We'll send you out. If you're not in the USA, we'll just get your wallet address. We'll send you.
How did we learn that, Billy?
Oh, yeah. Well, we learned that by really Alex. Oh, like he just lives in Canada, man. But like, I think sending those socks up to him was like $50, man. It was like crazy. I was like, what?
So not that we don't want to send it anywhere else. It's just that it cost us an arm and a leg to try to get it out.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. So you guys let me know if we have a winner. The team
Tell me
here.
when you want to call it. I've got 2 that are very close.
Well,
3 that are 4 or 5 that are close, but
there's
2
only
that are the closest.
somebody's either going to nail it on the head or they're going to get within a couple digits, right? So
yeah. So
you guys
using one winner?
We're going to pick 2 winners.
2 winners. Okay.
Yep.
I've got 2 winners when you're ready.
Okay, is everybody done? I mean, I don't want to, everybody got their vote in?
No, Poe man, it wasn't one of your 7 numbers.
One of my 7. Oh man.
Hey, I'd give it up to him for being smart, man. He kept on trying.
All right, why don't we let's tell the chat the number. Tony.
The number is 77.
And the winners?
Our toaster, French toaster, and Wayne C. both guessed 73.
Nice. Now, you guys go on our Discord.
Wait, is that Wayne C.'s first guess? Because I see 69 too. Let me see.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was his first guess. All right. So go on our Discord and do what, Billy?
Well, we're going to need, if you're in the United States, just open up a ticket, give us your address. So we have your address, your physical address. We'll mail those out to you. If you're not in the USA, then you have to give us your public, like Coinbase address or wallet address. We'll send you $10 in USDC or $10 in, like if you have an ADA wallet, hopefully you have ADA wallet, we can send you $10 in ADA as well. But we want to get these Billy Goat Tail socks out there for sure.
All righty. Well, Wayne is saying that was his 3rd guess. So that was his 2nd or 3rd guess. So the alternate, thank you for being honest, Wayne. You're a man, a scholar and a gentleman. Mark Dutch put 100 in the chat.
So that's over. That's over, Dutchy. So is anybody?
So let me see. Farmers 28. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. I guess next time we have to say only one guess. All right, let's move on. Let's get our next topic up here. Let me pull this up. We already talked about Trump derangement syndrome. And the next thing we were going to talk about just Bitcoin price volatility and the tariff impact, which, look, you want to pull up your chart, Dave, Bitcoin price, because one of the things with Bitcoin guys right now, you got to keep in mind, if you look on the weekly and you look on the monthly, and really even if you look on the daily, you'll see money flow is coming out. Now, we all know, most of us know, when you see money flow coming out on the long term and all the way down to the weekly to the daily, it's not a good sign. If we want to see this next pump, if we do think that it's going to make another new all-time high, which anything's possible, I'm not trying to predict anything here, but I would like to see, as an indicator, I'd like to see money flow start coming up for sure. It was great to see this pump after the big dip. It definitely was a full moon, and I did take a trade. I got some of the over there on Lady Traders X Space. There's a lot of different traders that I've gotten to know that really aren't part of the YouTube side of things. And I jokingly told them, look, that full moon has been playing out. I'm just going to take a trade based on the full moon alone, just disposable income type of things. And guess what? That doggone thing played out once again. The full moon had a pump. It's just crazy how that's been working. If you go back and back test that, of course, Waters Above, if you haven't followed Waters Above, we've been trying to get him on the show. He is all about the esoteric trading type of things. And he can go into really, really deep research and show you how that has played out. But I would like to see money flow. I really think we need to see some serious money flow starting to come in to prove to me that we're gearing up for a nice pump. Now, a lot of people are predicting, June, July should be when we start to see if we're going to have another top. That seems to be when it could. If you run some extensions, you could see that that's pretty much what they're saying. It could be. The tariff impact to me has been up and down, right? So we had that big crash, and then we came up. This last pump, the last couple of days, been really good. Broke that 80,000 range, which is huge to break that 80,000 range and get above it and stay above it. And then right now, where are we at, Dave? 83,398. I think
it's at 83,355.
Okay, I think it's going to be important to stay above that 80K, the 80K range. What about you? What are you thinking?
Well, if we look too back here, so the last time where our money flow was in this area, it was right around in here, and so we were doing similar things with the trigger wave here in the momentum, but this one is a little bit thicker and it's still headed down. So we could get a similar reaction, a fake out, and then get a big bounce, because that's what we did here. If you see from here up, that was our big bounce on the weekly. So if we set in a higher high or higher low, we could fake out again. But I mean, the direction's still coming out on the momentum too. Although the VWAP you see here is coming, the market cycle VWAP is coming back up. So we're not sure, but if you look at different time frames, you pull it back, you got a green dot on the 4-day, on the 3-day, on the 2-day, and then the daily money flow is definitely coming back up. So we'll just have to see what happens. I mean, if anybody listens to Frankie, you can just pull out your fib, and you'll see that we have a POC up here at the 618. A naked daily point of control at the 618. So we could go as high as that and still head down. So we just have to play it by ear and see what happens. At the same time, I mean, we do have the golden pocket right below us too, at the 75-ish range between, so all of that is fair game, if you ask me.
It absolutely is. All of it is fair game. And we don't have a crystal ball. We don't know. We are just like everybody else, watching the charts, watching the narrative, playing the news. The news has impacted, a lot of, like, we trade using TA, like Lifer has said a million times, show me the chart, I'll show you the news. 100% agree with that from a local trading standpoint. But macroly, I would like to see much thicker money flow coming through. And it's maybe we still got a lot of time, right? So less in 2021, we were into November, right? Before we had that second pop. But I think that first pop was in May.
Yeah, let me give you a little hope here, Billy. On the 2-week, you've got a money flow curving up. So it's thick, but it's also curving back up.
At the very end of that, it's popping back up.
Yeah, do you see it right behind me there? Do I make it a little bit bigger?
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So this would be your money flow here, and it is curving back up. The 2-week VWAP is overextended. Alex uses this a lot, the market cycle VWAP. And so that'll give you your short-term price action, right? And then this should determine the trend. So if the trend is changing and that's going to curve back up, that could be good on the 2-week. But it's definitely thick, so it could definitely come right back down too. So, and that's the weekly. But like we were saying, so the 4-day has also got to curve back up a little bit. And then you see your 2-day is just ugly. And the daily is starting to come back up again. Yeah, so we just have to see what happens. We've got a lot. I think with the tariffs, I think there was a big scare, like with the miners. But I think if you go back and we relook at that and we look at the exemption list, it looks like the most mining equipment is not on the tariff list. So it looks like most of the mining equipment is actually exempt.
Yeah, that which is huge. I cannot wait to see the final verdict on all of that as it relates to the crypto space. You know, we're getting bits and pieces, but there's so much fake news out there. There's so many like, hey, I heard this, I heard that. Oh, we decided this, but there's no plan for it exactly. It makes it a little confusing. Overall good, overall positive. I mean, think about a year ago, Gary Gensler trying to figure out who he is going to sue next, and you know, and today it's more of, hey, this is going on an exemption list, and you know, it's positive for crypto. You guys are not going to believe this. I cannot believe this is happening on live YouTube, but I got to step away. You know what is getting ready to happen here, so I'll be right back.
So is Tuesday a good deadline for the giveaway, guys? What do you think? If somebody doesn't open a ticket, we'll just we'll have to redraw, or we'll have to go back. I've saved our 3rd and 4th entries from that giveaway Billy just did. But do you think Tuesday at the end of the stream? What do you think, Jimmy Jim, Dave D?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. So if you guys, so it is a French Toaster and username are the first 2 winners. Please open a ticket in our Discord and give us either your address if you're in the US or your wallet address so that we can send you that crypto, and do it by Tuesday. Otherwise, we'll have to redraw. Actually, not redraw, but we have a backup 2nd and 3rd or 3rd and 4th winners. So
yeah, man,
Billy's been having some trouble. Rolling Stones.
Yeah, Rolling Stones. That's for sure. So I think our next topic, what we were going to talk about, we haven't covered Pakistan yet, right?
Well, and there's one little thing that got republished that we can run to. If
before we go to that, though, Dave, did you show the daily on Bitcoin?
I can. What were you looking at on the daily, Red?
So in that trend, after that second top, price is coming down, right? After the second top, price comes down.
Where are you talking? Up here?
Yeah.
At the very tippy top?
Yeah, price is
of course
coming
it's
down.
It's 109 till 83.
but if you look on Market Cipher B, the trigger waves are coming up on the daily. That's what I see in mine. So you see something different?
No, I see so when you say trigger waves, do you mean the VWAP? The yellow, this part here?
Yeah, the VWAP's coming up, but also the trigger waves. Look at the second trigger wave to the first one. Those are coming up as well, right?
You talking here?
No. The one right before that one. The third trigger wave, I'm sorry. The big one that goes all the way down to the line. This one, that one right there.
I always look at trigger waves as smaller waves like this one.
To the first one.
This one?
Yeah, to the first one. Isn't that like bullish dev right there? Or no? And then money flow looks like it's also going back up as well.
So you had one drive of bull div here, but that played out as much to here. And then you don't, I mean, you kind of, you have a drive of bull div from here to here.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's also kind of played out too. A little bit. But you do have money flow starting to creep up. So
it looks like it's rounding. It looks like it's rounding up. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think first we're going to have to, it looks like we have to cool off some. I mean, if you guys look, we've been messing with this. It was back here a daily naked point of control. And then we came up and tapped it, came back up and tapped it. Then we came above it. Let me take you to a lower time frame and you'll see what I'm talking about. And then we just keep coming back to it over and over. We hit it here, then we bounced off, hit it right there, came back up, hit it again. And if you look even on smaller time frames, you'll see that we just keep on hanging out right there. So either we're going to lose it or it's just going to hold support. But I mean, they say the more you tap it, the weaker it becomes. So
And
we
it'll roll
have,
over.
yeah, and we have a VWAP way down here at 79. And then we have a larger, I think, money golden pocket. So if you see, that was the where that Taylor NECA came from. So we still have the right here at 81. We have the value area low, and then even below that, we have this VWAP, and then even below that, if you want to go all the way down to the 75, that's where the golden pocket is. We've already tapped that once. So it would be likely that we could even come to 78 or the 73 at the 786. But I mean, we're also, I mean, you could look at it the other way too. So we already cleared the bottom. We came back up, tested the POC, got on top of it. And so we could come up to the value area high, which is also a golden pocket. So we could get 87 and then kind of see where we're going from there. We could get up to 90, see where we're going from there. So it's just, I mean, he's right, literally right on a POC. So it could go either direction.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah, man.
Well, what do you say we jump into talking about the book? Redman, you want to give us a little bit more on what's new and some of the stuff related to the Tricky Wolf and the Wise Boy?
Yeah. So the book has been.
You're just supposed to say, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Let's go.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, so the book has been re-released. There was an error in the book. We got the error fixed. We re-released it. It is back on Amazon. It is available to buy. So if you haven't yet and you have children or know of children in your circle of influence that you want to teach about Bitcoin, you want to teach them about doing their research and coming up with a good game plan to investing. There's never an early age or too early of an age to start talking about money. So this is definitely one of those stories that you can read with them and teach and have a good family moment with. Or if you want to pass it on to somebody in your family that you think would enjoy this book. I love the animations. That's probably my favorite part about the book is I'm a big picture person, right? So I enjoy the pictures. I enjoy the story. And I know that other kids will too. And if you do enjoy the book, if you could please do us a favor, go on Amazon and just leave a review, whether it's good or bad. If it's bad, let us know. If it's good, let us know. And that will help us get the word out, get some free advertising, kind of jingle the algo a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I got on the book. Tony, back to you.
Well, awesome. I know that DDT is waiting in the background. Do we want to bring him up and get a little bit of his take from a take outside the U.S. on the Bitcoin price and volatility? Oh, man, I can't speak.
Volatility, yeah. Let's bring him up.
What's going on, DDT? Welcome to Billy Goat Tales again, my friend.
Evening, Gus. Hopefully everyone can hear me.
Yeah,
Yep,
we hear you
loud and
good.
clear.
Yep.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, good. Yeah. So what is it we want to look at or kind of discuss? It's just weekend chop, really, kind of in regards to price action from what I'm seeing. Sorry, let me just turn these notifications off, or those are going to come through my headphones. But yeah, there's not really too much to
the tariffs and all that stuff from this last week. What's the impact out there where you're at?
Yeah, it's markets uncertainty. So it's just chopping and changing stories, and then there's fake news and tweets are fake, or X posts are fake. It's a nightmare at this point. So ideally, what you could be doing is looking for scalps, but the problem there also lies in that you get one X post or something come out on Truth Social, and literally price just reverses. So it's basically that other day where we had that pump into. Oh, I'm just getting now with the vector. So we had literally, it was on Wednesday the 2nd. We had obviously something and literally just pumped straight up into like 88.5K. So like we are getting a lot of these scam pumps and dumps or news-based moves with or news-based volatility with all the kind of.
And I gotta say, it kind of feels good.
Is there a tariff? Isn't there a tariff? Pardon, Dave?
I think it finally feels good to get pumps and dump on the news, because there was a period in the market where nothing would move the market at all. We were just stuck. We can have the bullish news, we can have the most bearish news, and it would just stay put. So at least now the tweets are moving it again.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not really too much to show. So I can quickly just do like 2 minutes here on BTC. Share screen quickly. So at this point, we are just in this range. Oh, sorry, let me just. So we're just in that range there. So we have a. I'm on the daily anyway. So at the moment here, you have PD high and a value area high around 85.7 to 85.8. We're currently just hitting a POC. So obviously the range is just pulled from. This is the range of the candles that range is pulled from, that volume profile. So yeah, we basically just now literally just between the value area high and POC of this range. Based on money flow in the daily was starting to come up, but it's kind of tapered off, or it's tapering off again and turning down. So earlier on in the week, we had some higher time frame dots. We still have the 4-day green dots. For those that don't know, obviously the dots kind of, as Frankie teaches, and kind of how I will kind of also enforce or kind of reinforces that. Obviously the dots will give you ebbs and flows in the market, but only if backed by decent money flow, you can kind of presume that you may go up. So generally, we've obviously had higher time frame or daily dots. So we had daily green dot, we've had a 2-day green dot, we've had a 3-day green dot, we've had a 4-day green dot moved off the bottom. So yeah, that's kind of just, it's kind of saying ebbs and flows. Kind of at this point, we still really need to break these highs. So we still need to break 88.5 to kind of see even more upside. We do have some levels around about 92K kind of, so that could be and obviously a vector candle here up the top here, some liquidity that needs to be recovered. So at this point, we literally just between a few levels within the daily time frame. For the time being as well, on a zoom out, even if let's just hard indicate the drawings. The 4 hours not even broken bullish yet, so the 4 hour needs to clear here. When the 4 hour clears that, so obviously if we come down a bit and then obviously work our way up and we start clearing and then put in a higher low above those highs or even above that level here. So this is kind of what level is that? So like above 80, say 87K. So if we start breaking above 87K on 4 hour candles, but obviously I think now it's going to go down, retrace, because basically we've had a little bit of a weekend pump on yesterday, but it's kind of been retraced at the minute. So key level for me to break now is 87, but obviously I think now we're going to retrace a bit, and then obviously if we go and break 87, then we put a higher low in. For me, kind of one of my key time frames is the 4 hours, so that's kind of where I base most of kind of my swing trades or kind of the strategy of what I'll be looking at this point now as well. 4 hour money flow is just faking out. It's like red, green, red, green, red, green. It's not ideal. Obviously, we had a huge wave of red here on the 4 hour, which was obviously the big drop down that we had kind of here. And all of that was basically that 4 hour money flow hitting the red and still trending out. So for the most part, at this point, it's more than likely will come down. So support levels at the moment below us We have the previous day low, and we have DMPOC around 82,600 to 82,700. And then we have the value area low and the Monday high from this week at 81,200. And also as well, there is some liquidity in this level as well. So on heat maps, I can't, maybe I can flip over too quickly. So yeah, there's just, let's go into like the 48 hour quickly. So yeah, just heat maps. There is some liquidity kind of down here. Around between 82 and 80K. So that probably will be the key levels of support. So yeah, that's basically all I'm seeing on Bitcoin. At this point now, we've rejected the value area high. We're kind of fighting with the POC. So more than likely, I'm thinking we're going to go to the value area low. And also as well, the fact that when looking on the daily, we've kind of two candles kind of next to each other, railway track, pump up, retrace down. It's more than likely it's probably going to end up a daily bearish engulfing candle, which isn't good price action wise or kind of candle formation wise. So flip. Let me share this. So yeah, sorry, daily candle is bearishly engulfing at the moment. So yeah, we're kind of looking at this point where I would think we would more than likely retrace during Asia session and then wait for kind of a changeover between UK and New York around 8 a.m. EST tomorrow to kind of give a move. But generally, the price action is still the market structure is still bearish, still putting lower highs in at this point and lower lows for that matter. So until we literally break there, like I said, 87 to 89K, break above those levels, it's a nothing burger, kind of just wait and see. I wouldn't really be wanting to kind of get chopped up, and that's kind of been I've been trying to scalp and then getting chopped up, like small losses, kind of just making back the losses. So consistently not doing too well trying to scalp this myself personally. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the more confluent, higher kind of time frame levels, if you call it that, or kind of the more confluent volume weighted levels with a lot more confluence around them than just trying to get in the short or get in the long just for the sake of it, kind of in between like the 15-minute and the 1 hour time frames. And just getting chopped in and out of trades that aren't really high confluence or high kind of probability. So I'm just going to wait now for kind of either decent retrace kind of into say 80 to 82K kind of levels, see what happens. But for the most part, yeah, it's still chopping around. The price action, it's not really actually kind of in bullish structure as such, kind of probably up to like 30-minute, 1 hour maybe, but it's kind of no trading for now. Kind of obviously I missed the short, so I'm just going to sit on hands. But yeah, if you are in the A short from, like Piper was saying, from anything above 85K, you should be okay. Obviously TP1 with the way we trade is obviously this POC at 83,100, and then obviously TP2 would be this 81,200 value area low. But yeah, that's kind of just the kind of Bitcoin chart for now. So if you guys want to kind of move on with anything else that's more relevant, you can do that. But yeah, not a hell of a lot to really explain and kind of go through on Bitcoin until it actually, I would say, comes down a little bit. So that's kind of my modus operandi. You kind of just for kind of at least the next day or two, just see what happens, and then hopefully there's some more positive developments on this tariffs thing to kind of stop the volatility, because I think in the interests of kind of all the markets, not just kind of the American markets, kind of all the, like literally everything is at the peril of this tariff debacle at the moment. So as soon as there's some finality in it and a lot more clarity in it, then, and not just the toing and froing, I think we should have more normality. But for the time being, I think it's going to be, might be a doozy for a while, at least for the next 30 days, I would say, at least kind of going into May. I think we could have a doozy on our hands, kind of price action wise. Yes, some people could trade it, but I'm probably more the conservative type, rather just waiting for the higher confluence levels and trying to get chopped up in and out of kind of trades that aren't really high probability.
Sure thing. Well, thanks again, DDT, for jumping in. I know we've had a lot of guests on today, and that's a wonderful thing. We appreciate everybody for jumping in. Jesse, we got to see you up here live for the first time. Crypto Princess joined us earlier, as well as Army Piper. So thank you, brother. We are going to get ready. Are you ready, Jimmy?
Wait, before we go, I have one question for DDT.
Okay. Go for it.
How likely are we to re-enter the high 70s or mid 70s?
I would probably say that we need to hold 80K, give or take. So obviously there's a zone, anything between, say, 79. I'd say 79 to 80. Kind of, there's like a 4K zone between 79 and probably 81. Based on money flow and based on the volatility I'm seeing, I would say the highest probability, because kind of the higher time frame structure is still, market structure is still bearish. The probability leans to lower, and obviously we have the equal lows kind of around the 74,300, 74,200. So yeah, we're more than likely will come back for that. There's no way the market makers or whoever liquidity providers would leave that there at this point, seeing that the market structure is bearish. So
right, I appreciate that, Derek.
Probably a probability of coming back there first at this stage is kind of, if I have to lean kind of anyway. Obviously, I don't want it to. I prefer to kind of break structure and go up to put in a lower high macro, and then come, or even a higher time frame lower high, rather than the ones that we're forming at the moment, and then we can come back down. But we'll never. Yeah, sometimes you don't get what you want, so you just got to kind of play it by ear. But yeah, there is definitely a high chance at this point of it coming back down for those 74K lows.
All righty. Hey, appreciate it, DDT. Sorry to interrupt that great intro. Tony, you want to do it one more time?
Are you ready, Jimmy?
Yeah, let's roll it.
Down earlier.
Well, I would have to say it's been an interesting week. I think I put a post up, I don't know, Tuesday after the helicopter crashed in New York. That was some pretty creepy stuff there. As you can see, it started off as a casual conversation between me and the girlfriend, and she asked what company we flew on, and I was like, "Oh, it was the company that crashed." And then she actually pulled up a much worse looking picture of the helicopter that myself and my son and the Hippers flew on, and sure enough, the numbers matched. It was the chopper that we were on is the one that went down.
So what do you think that you did to that chopper to make it go down, Jimmy?
I mean, I think they're going to find, honestly, and, TradeFly would be a great person to have here right now. But, I mean, when I looked at that video of it, and, I mean, you can actually kind of see it in the picture there, is that, the rotor is in full tack. And then you look down and you see it's just the fuselage and not the tail of the helicopter. So I'm thinking there was some kind of drive shaft failure back there in the tail that spins the rear rotor and snapped the tail off, when it came apart. And I think with that being loose and not there, it allowed a lot of other stuff to move, including the main propulsion system. But that was just wild to see. I mean, it doesn't bother me any. I mean, I shared this with the group, and the girlfriend, of course, freaked out and said I could never fly on helicopters again, and I gave her a good Caesar Milan. But I picked the right day to fly.
You gave her a bite? You gave her a virtual bite, Jimmy?
Isn't that what he does?
Yeah.
Shut
Well,
off
I
the
gotta
dogs.
say that you guys look really good in those matching fanny packs.
Yeah, I think those were flotation devices.
Oh,
we did
okay.
not get to keep them, which was somewhat of a letdown.
Anything in the card world this week, Jimmy?
I'm waiting on a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, we took a weekend off just because it's been overwhelming, to say the least. Just with the number. I mean, I had January 1, I had 0 cards. Fast forward to April 13th, it was somewhere around 17,000. So we took a week off, so it's been a light week. We had our company crawfish boil yesterday, so we went and hung out with the people I hang out with every day, but had a good time. Ate crawfish, and just kind of been taking it easy. But this past week we jumped back in Thursday night. Did we do anything last night? I don't think we did anything last night. And then this evening we'll have several breaks that we're participating in, and then maybe the following week I'll have some stuff to show. I'm getting texts from my son as we speak. We hit some more 101s today and some Star Wars stuff. So more to come on that. But
So
I just saw Wifey's comment there. That was June of 23, about 2 years ago. A little
So
less.
Jimmy, you want to tell people what we have planned at the Bitcoin conference on Tuesday? You want to share the news now, or you want to wait a little bit?
We'll wait a little bit on that.
All right, so you guys might
Nothing
see
too
some
fancy
special stuff that comes out at the Bitcoin conference at or during, or so. If you're there, you want to be there. You want to jump in and join us. We're gonna let Jimmy hold on to that info first.
We're gonna hold on to that. What else we got, guys?
I think we pretty much wrap it all up. We looked into, let's see what the guys are all saying down there. Crawfish Festival, what's going on with Wick? For those of you outside the U.S., please turn dueling pianos on in your head. Alrighty? Yeah, I think that's all that we have for today. Did we?
Yes. Poman says we need to get Randy to Vegas. We agree. We all agree.
Yeah, I think we missed the Pakistan discussing that too much. But Pakistan is trying to start their mining here because they have a lot of excess energy. So they're trying to get into the mining game. But it looks like they have a lot of hurdles. But we'll just leave that for the next time.
Yeah, and CZ is supposed to be the one helping them, right? So that might give it a little bit of validity.
Yeah, just reading through the articles, it looks like they're going to have a lot of headway in front of them. They've got to put in infrastructure and a lot of things. But they have the energy. So where there's a energy, there's a Bitcoin, right?
That's right. So this coming Tuesday, we're actually going to flip it up a little bit, flip the script. We're going to do video, YouTube X on Tuesday, and maybe we are streaming to Rumble. I know probably most of you aren't on Rumble yet, but you can find Givers Gain, or excuse me, it's actually Billy Goat Tales. You can find us on Rumble. We've been live streaming there the last, at least a few of the last few weeks. And so if you want to join our channel there, feel free to do it. But yeah, we're going to be going live Tuesday on video, mainly because we want to make sure that when we do the drawing for that Easter egg, you get to see the wheel. It's not just us kind of spinning in the background, right, Jimmy?
Correct.
Cool. Well, DDT, any final words to say goodbye to the community, BGT community?
No, all good. Yeah, sorry, I was a bit run around today, but yeah, it's a good show nonetheless with a few good guests.
Well, remind everybody where you're at, Darren, where they can find you and what you offer.
Obviously, I'm in Frankie's Discord. I'm obviously usually on Alexo's YouTube live in the chats, and then obviously around kind of all the other kind of friends of the channel's chats as well, kind of on YouTube and in their videos. So yeah, apart from that, and obviously I have DDT Trading 618, I think it is the YouTube handle. Or DDT Trading and Indicators if you just search it. I've got some kind of tutorials of my indicators there, and the indicators are in the link. The WAP link has been shared in Piper's Discord, Alex's Discord, and Frankie's Discord. So yeah, if you guys want the indicators, yeah, just hit me up as well if you can't access them. So yeah, all free for you guys, and yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment, or kind of for the week usually.
Oh, man. As always, we appreciate you coming on and appreciate what you have to offer. Another view, another look, and deep insight into the charts. We appreciate it.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Darren.
Thank you. Redman, you have any final words?
Kindness is free. So, guys, I mean, it doesn't matter. Just love on people, right? Jimmy came up with the whole crash thing, and that's a very unfortunate. There's some people that are not going home to their families. Just try to treat every day like that. like you don't have tomorrow, and your outlook will change on life. And yeah, everybody have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Jimmy.
All good here. I mean, everybody, just chill your britches, make smart moves right now. I'm glad I didn't buy last week. I think there's going to be another opportunity this week. But I'm glad to see things kind of settling down. That's for sure.
Yeah, man.
Dave Digital.
Yeah, man. Just everybody keep your thoughts and prayers with Billy. Mainly your prayers. He's been through it before, but it doesn't reduce the pain any. So, just, ask that the Lord gives him some relief and less pain and that he can get through it and put this behind him. But until next week or until Tuesday, guys, hashtag Givers Gain.
Yeah. Until Tuesday, we will see you all later. And adios.
We are Billy Goattail. We love you, fam. Hashtag Givers Gain. 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 We are Billy